Hello everyone. So, it's time to do a review of this. I just got this in the mail today. It's the 1/1000 scale U.S.S Voyager bipolar lights. I thought I would do a quick out-of-box review here for you guys. So, here's the saucer. Can we really call it a saucer at this point? It's more like a spoon. When you look at Voyager from the side, you know, and it's got the engines and everything, it looks like a fish. Yeah, so they really pumped a lot of detail into this thing. There's a lot of fine detail here that I'm very surprised by. It's I hate to say it, but it's almost unlike round 2. So if this is the new direction of round 2, I'm on board. You know, it's this is great. They seem to have taken their time, and they really tried to get their references and get it all right and make it, you know, make it good. The plastic, the color of it is this kind of crazy green. It's almost like scrubs, you know, like the things that doctors wear. Yeah. And many people have commented about the lack of detail here. You know, these areas here, you know, there's supposed to be all kinds of greebly detail, like they have here, but, you know, these could have easily been handled with an insert. So I don't know, it seems like a bad decision, perhaps just lazy. I mean, I don't know, considering the detail on the rest of the kit, it seems odd that they would kind of chintz out on this part, you know, I mean, I don't know. And these also, these windows here, could have been handled with inserts as well, so yeah. My camera will not do this justice, so I guess I have to apologize ahead of time. But I mean, the detail on this is, it's approaching Bondi, and I don't say that lightly. Wildly different subjects. You know, a Star Wars ship is way different than a Star Trek ship, for the most part. But, yeah, this is really nice. The detail on it, you know, the crispness of it is just fantastic. I haven't taken these out of the package yet, and I'm sorry for that. Alright, here, I'll do it on camera. I just got home, so, oh man. You've probably seen this elsewhere, but, you haven't seen it from me. Yeah. Yeah, it's just great. I'm curious what their next 1/1000 scale kit is going to be. I know that I think their next Star Trek kit is going to be the Grissom in 1/350th scale, which I've talked about on this channel before. And I'm looking forward to that. But, you know, in 1/1000 scale, I think part of it is just the size of this thing, you know, because it is a larger ship than they've really tackled before in 1/1000 scale, except for the 1/1000 scale Disco Prize. Come on, focus in. So I think part of the crispness of it and the fine detail is, I don't know. I don't know if this is true, but I suspect it's a result of. Sorry about that. I was trying to look at the plastic. I think it's a result of just the size of the kit, but I could be wrong. You know. Looks like there's some odd. Looks like this piece is slightly mismolded or something. I don't know. I mean, it's fine. I won't need to get it replaced or anything, but it just looks like my eye. Some of those lines weren't done right, man. Yeah. One thing I love is that they opened up the impulse engines on both sides. That's something that was missing from the only other styrene version of this kit, which was Revell. And so yeah, and the phaser strips are even fully detailed on these sections here, so that's cool. Let's see here. I'm sorry, the light is kind of fading. It's getting darker, but I think you'll be able to see that. I have to look at that myself. Yeah. Yeah, a ton of detail. In terms of my buildup of this, I've been going pretty hardcore on a bunch of Batmobiles recently, and yeah, I mean, this thing, as far as I'm concerned, it's molded in color, so it's gonna stay that way. The most I'll do is probably a flat coat to seal the decals. Here are the landing legs. They are not detailed on the bottom, just so you know. But that's okay, because they're supposed to sit on the landing legs. I can't remember. It's the guy who does the reviews for All Scale Trek, and I'm a member there. Although you wouldn't know it was me. Come on, focus. Yeah, he did a bunch of videos about his buildup of this, and he had some very good content on these what do you call them? These axles. They allow the warp engines to move up and down. He did some very vital. He made mistakes so that we don't have to. So I would suggest checking out his videos. I can't remember the name of his channel right now. I'm sorry. But you know, if you look up 1/1000 scale Voyager, you'll find him. Let's see here. Yeah, even the doors down here. If my camera will stop spazzing out. Even the doors down there are represented. So that's cool. And I'm glad that they did it, you know, in sections so that it wasn't a seam down the middle. That preserves all of this detail. And just makes it easier to build. I mean, the original Voyager, building that secondary hull was like, you know, I imagine that, although I've never done it, ripping my own face off would be a more enjoyable and perhaps more valuable use of my time than trying to build the secondary hull of the Revell Voyager. Here's your decal sheet. You got these really tiny things here. Registry. Each one of these lifeboat hatches appears to have a different number on it, which is a nice touch. Oh, a couple of them have the same number. Yeah. But at one, you know, at the scale you're talking about, I mean, that's it against my thumb. So you're not going to notice that when they're all over the hull. You know, you're not going to look at Voyager and go, oh, the lifeboat hatches. You know, it's just more of the subliminal detail kind of thing. There's your egregious greeply decals. That's really the kind of thing where you really want it to be three-dimensional. I was just checking to see if those were three-dimensional decals. It's possible to make three-dimensional decals. You know, where you can feel the ridges. Yeah. And you do get lit or unlit window decals. So there you go for that. That's nice. Yeah, so decals, lots of them. This is what really makes my butt pucker when when having to do this many decals. Yeah, so that's it. Those are all the parts. Would I recommend the kit? Yeah, sure, if you're a fan of Voyager. You know, if you're a fan of really well molded models, I mean, I guess, yeah. If you've got the money to blow, why not? I have, I think, all of their other models in 1/1000th scale. And the design, you know, I like it well enough from certain angles. So, yeah, and it comes with the landing legs and all that stuff, so there you go. So I guess that's my review, and here's your look at it. I hope you enjoyed it, or got something out of it, or whatever. Yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. Bye-bye. So I do have an addendum here. I was looking at the parts again, and I had said earlier in the video that this model, in terms of the finesse and how fine the details are, was approaching Bondi. There's one area where this model is very much different from Bondi, and it's in the injection sights for the styrene ejector pins, or whatever they're called. Unless they're very thick. Well, they're very thick everywhere. On all the large pieces, they're just very, very thick. And it's possible to do big pieces without having these things be this thick. Because when they're thicker, you know, wider, that's a lot more surface area that you're trying to remove, and it affords more opportunities to mar the actual model itself when trying to take these parts out. If you look at a Bondi kit, you notice that the area, the surface area of this part of the sprue is minimal, because that's what you want. You want to be able to take, these are old, ugly, and evil, but you want to be able to take your clippers like this and just easily clip them away, and it makes finishing time, you know, having to sand or, you know, cut away material, it makes it much easier. It makes it go by much faster. And these ones are particularly egregious just because of kind of, I know it's hard for you to see in this lighting, but just because they're right there, you know, and they're just thick and ugly, and yeah. So that's one thing that I noticed. Sorry if I hit the camera there. And just where they attach and how they look where they're attached is really ugly. And some of that stuff is going to get left behind, you know. So this area where it is going to be much larger, you know. So again, it's going to make finishing a bigger pain in the ass, but aside from that, I mean, the parts are really nicely molded. I'm not noticing a lot of sinkholes, although there are some. So, yeah. 'Tis what it is, I guess. If you want a nice Voyager model, or a nice model of Voyager, if I can say that correctly, then I still think this is your best bet. And it's, you know, its size, it's not as unwieldy as the big Voyager. Although for some people, bigger is better. You know, they have more space. So, anyway, yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching, everybody.